So big night tonight. I'm in the North Lanes, Brighton. Tonight is our Brighton's opening night for our film Hyper at the Co-Media, and so looking forward to a full house. All the tickets were sold out, so we're really excited to see the film, enjoy the atmosphere. If it's anything like the London premiere, that'll be lively. And yeah, I'll report more soon.
He's like an icon. He could be like a Bob Marley or a John Lennon or something like that. He's an icon of the jungle drum and bass scene.
He's like our Tupac and our Biggie Smalls, mate. To me, he's a god.
I'm gonna just saw your brain. I believe that's the name of the love change of your brain. Treat the motion, but I'm playing, gonna get in my heart like a burning flame. Let it up like a hurricane. Give it a back of one more slip. Bad boy, come again.
There was a history there that wasn't being told.
For me, Stevie was a star.
And also for your research, am I right in thinking that you kind of, there's like a Facebook group that you set up, and a lot of it came from the people, right? Can you tell us about that process of like people's stories and this Facebook group dedicated to him, and yeah?
So we actually had we got access to a Facebook fan page that originally had like 32,000 fans on it, and it was really weird because they basically were refusing to give us access basically to this page. These people who were running it, they were fans, or supposedly fans, and I luckily knew somebody at Facebook at the time, and I said, I'm working with Daryl, who's Stevie's nephew, his family, they're refusing to give us access, can you give us access? And then basically, like through much determination, and this person at Facebook, they gave us access and then basically allowed us to delete the other person from the account. So then this was it. It was pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. That was it.
We should get some questions from the audience, right?
We should do.
Has anyone got a question for Jamie?
I think we always kind of had like a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. But there was a point when we were about halfway through the edit, 75% through the edit, where it was just a fucking mess, and it was terrible. It was like a really terrible film, and we finished a cut which Zila and Jesse have both seen. Zila is at the front, and in summer of 2020, and everybody was like, "This is amazing! We made this really amazing music documentary," and blah blah blah. And then we got feedback from people, and then they said to us, "Oh, this is really good, but there's something much deeper here with Daryl and Daryl's story." So we went back in and shot loads more, and then basically recommenced the edit, and we were about 140 days into the edit, and I cannot tell you how terrible it was, and both me and Daryl were like, this is fucking awful, we should just sack this up. And then we decided to keep going, and it took about another 60 or 70 days, I kid you not, to actually get it back into shape. And then we had problems with the edit in general, and then there was a point, I think when we first watched it, we assembled it and sat down together like remotely because it was still at the tail end of COVID. And we looked at it and went, oh, we've actually done it. But yeah, in answer to your question, kind of yes or no, yeah, it was pretty traumatic at points.
Yeah, well, and there's the closeness there, obviously, you know, because you're working with a family member of his as well, and I can imagine like that's a unique setup, really, and I imagine it was. You know, it's emotional for Daryl as well. You know, it's a lot in there. You know, really to work with somebody who's help the family. Has anyone got the question? Yes, my friend at the back up there.
What was the biggest challenge you had making the film, and how did you overcome it?
I think two things. I think the first thing was finance. We made it, as you know, as I said, we made it over 12 years. Really, the bulk of it was made from 2017 to 2021, 2022, was kind of doing it all ourselves financially, and nobody really told us how long it takes to edit a feature film. You know yourself, you know, a film it takes a long time to like actually get something into shape, but also as well like what the financial implications are of that. You don't know really, we don't know how long it's going to take to edit, don't know how long it's going to take to make. So I think that was the first challenge. And then also as well, because we were both first-time filmmakers, but I'd made a short, like produced for a living anyway, it was kind of like, we didn't really know what we were doing. We had to like learn on the job, basically. So those two things kind of combined were probably the hardest thing.
The back there, my friend with the hat.
You had the voice of like, you know, Crust and stuff like that. Did they record that for this film, or is that something you found?
So we were really lucky. When we sort of decided we were going to make a feature, we realised we had a huge amount of archive footage before, but we also had a huge amount of audio archive, and that came from a guy called Matt Gale, who made a radio documentary in 2012, which was kind of the inspiration for this film. And because he basically kindly donated all of his audio archive, which was like 40 odd hours of basically audio archive. So the stuff that you see, which is like a voice of kind of similar to Senna or Amy or whatever, like we realised we probably didn't need to go out and shoot those people. As long as we could find the archive video footage that could match with it, we basically took that approach, and that was what we were kind of lucky with in a lot of ways. Because we didn't record any of that audio, that was all gifted to us, basically.
There was some moments where there was footage, archive footage of inside a rave, and Stevie's rapping, and it sounds really good. It sounds like it's been remixed or something. Because I was looking at the types of cameras, and I thought that probably sounds shit on the actual recording. How did you do that?
So this is like real nerd shit, proper jungle nerds basically. And there's tape pack recordings exist of those. And I managed to find somebody who managed to like convert it digitally to like a really high res like, audio format. So all of the majority of those rave clips were taken digital rip-off of basically the tape pack. Then we took it into like the sound mix, and then they added basically sound effects basically to it and mixed it in 5.1.
Right, wow. And then you found the footage that corroborated with that.
Yeah.
That's
Some
a
super
mission.
nerd shit.
That's cool. We've got time for another question or two?
I
Yeah.
used to be an MC, so that was one thing. I used to be a jungle MC. Got into production and events through basically promoting nights. I used to promote a night down here called Chatterbox. I'm from London originally, I'm from West London. But I moved down here in 2001 to go to uni, and I was really naughty. I got kicked out of uni, but I stayed down here emceeing and like promoting nights basically for 3 years. Then moved back to London, then moved back down here in 2017.
Would you make it into the film?
Definitely.
Hey! I don't know what you were going to say there.
Definitely. Finance pending.
This is your feature documentary debut. This is your first.
Yeah.
That's incredible, man. Pick up yourself. Yeah, how good is that? There's a